Now, where you're at right now may look nothing like how you planned it to look at this point in your life, but it looks the way it looks, and that's kind of it. That's okay. That's really okay, even if it doesn't feel like it. And I know for so many of you, it doesn't feel like it. Whether or not you're struggling with addiction, whether or not you're struggling in your sobriety, whether or not you're just struggling in life because it's life, it's okay. It's okay. And I know that that's probably so annoying because when you're not okay, you don't want to hear that it's okay. But listen, I can't tell you. I mean, I can't even describe to you. I'll maybe put in a picture like how bad it was for me. But this is a picture of me from New Year's 2009. It was bad. It was really bad. Wired for sound all the time. Just horrible to engage with, horrible to deal with, horrible to talk to. People would look at me on the streets and immediately give me that look like they wish they could unsee what they had just seen. At that point, I remember thinking, this is never going to get better. This is never going to get better. I had lost my career, not just my job. I'd lost my career. I had basically just wasted the last 4 years of my life in college getting degrees. And not just that. That's always great. That's always remarkable. When you're the one who is responsible 100% for your own loans and paying for all of that, and it doesn't work out, and it's your own damn fault that it doesn't work out, it's quite daunting. So I had a lot going on in my head at the time. Like, I was directionless. I had no trajectory. And I had a raging drug addiction at the time, which I still wasn't fully accepting. I had no one in my life that I felt close to. I was just coming to terms a little bit being told that I have codependency, or that I am codependent. And I just felt so lost. So lost. I could usually see some sort of a goalpost in my life, and back then I couldn't. And that's a really hard thing to do. When you're used to being able to see, like, all right, I can see where I'm going to be in like a year, or I can figure where I'm going to be in a year, and I'm going to be okay. So when you have that kind of mind frame and you lose it because of your lifestyle, you're just completely catatonic, almost emotionally catatonic. So I very much still remember that primal innate feeling of hopelessness. I remember that feeling of having no one, being isolated, and it was something that was just never ending, and things would get worse and worse and worse, and it just lasted forever. It felt like it lasted so long. And looking back now, even, I'm like, my God, that poor girl. At that point when that picture was, I still had so many years to go in that lifestyle of just shit. Today, I'm 8.5 years clean and sober. Still sometimes I'm like, I still can't believe I pulled this off. I can't. I mean, like, I'm shooketh over it sometimes, because even though my rational brain is like, girl, you did that shit. Like, you know how much you struggled and how much you fought and how much you continue to fight every day to be here. It's crazy to look at that picture and look at my life now. I have a freaking amazing life. Semi-charmed. Because it's not all 100% like perfect. Nothing ever is. But it's something that I am so fiercely afraid to ever lose. I never thought that I would have anything like that again. And I say this not to make anyone like, okay, what's your point? You're just gonna like rub it in more? No, I'm saying this because you need to hear that. I didn't hear stories like that during that time. I actually was like averse to them. Like, I didn't want to either. I didn't want to hear about somebody's life getting better. Like, sometimes you have to. Like, you have to stop coddling that self-loathing, egocentric, egomaniacal addict. And that sucks. I know. If you've never struggled with addiction, that statement will make no sense. One thing that has remained infallibly unchanged from birth till now, I'm like a Rottweiler with a bone when it comes to not giving up on people. I'm like super anti-people most of the time. I love people, but like, you know what I mean? Like little, like, I'll love you from here, you stay there. I don't believe in giving up on that girl I showed you. Everyone gave up on her. But I'll tell you what, it didn't help one bit. It wasn't people giving up on me that made me like, oh, I'm going to change my ways. When people give up on you, I guarantee you're not sitting there like, I'm so proud that they did this and that's going to make me change, because you're doing it for someone else. Maybe this isn't the most helpful thing either, but you've got to know somebody believes in you and believes that you're worth getting yourself to a semi-charmed life as well.